Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today, many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
I remember when the ATL wasn't banging, now they banging, 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 banging. Niggas throwing sets and them bullets start ringing, bitches banging, 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 banging. I remember when the ATL wasn't banging, now they banging, 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 banging. Niggas throwing sets and them bullets start ringing like bang, 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 bitch, nigga, bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, about to have me some Dr. Where the what the heck? What did he go? I had my mouth. What the
He's sleeping now. Because they want to get him good and strong. So a little before debate time, he gets a shot in the ass.
First things first, in this lame duck session.
My administration has accomplished more than almost any administration in the history of our country. America's so true. Didn't expect that reaction, but that's okay.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
You're trying your best, but it never feels like enough.
I started having second thoughts almost the moment I sat down on the plane.
Lights off! Off! Turn them off. They're too bright. Turn them off. Turn them off. Let's go. Ready? Turn.
We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30, but anyway.
So I changed my return flight and flew back on the first available flight I could take.
I'm sick and tired of smart guys.
I'm sick and tired of ordinary people being fleeced.
I'm tired of being quiet.
I'm sick and tired. I'm just sick and tired.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
With great power comes great responsibility.
You want to see a bird graveyard? You just go. Take a look. A bird graveyard? Go under a windmill someday. You'll see more birds than you've ever seen ever in your life.
Tonight.
Red alert. All hands stand to battle stations.
Warning. Warning. Nigga babble detected. System overload. Warning. Warning. Nigga babble detected. System overload.
The following announcement has been paid for by Tape Fits Politics.
You talking choppers, you getting right. You want the block with the dope every night.
Said he wanted some scratch, so we took him a life.
Say you wanna get paid, you wanna be right.
18-4K got slapped with the pipe.
Still got on these shades, even though it ain't night. Cause they little pink pills too hard. Let's go on a SRT with a Draco tank. Got a little boy way, can't sleep at night.
You gotta go get that motherfucking dope. You gotta run, say fuck out that hoe. I was just broken, I didn't have a friend, so I went in the trap and I sold me some dope.
Let's
for
go.
real.
Poppin' purse, make her suck dick for an hour, get to work. I told the bitch to get nasty for double. She bought her best friend, they for each other. Okay, for me, make her fuck my brother. Got a team full of players, free band, no struggle.
Big 4K down to the door.
Might get in there, mo, go dig with a shovel. Break out the chopstick, hit on wherever. Broad daylight, bitch, I'ma get on wherever. Let's go, double O walk on this bitch, but I like to talk on this bitch.
Hold on.
Purple said walk on this bitch, the Purple said talk on this bitch.
Hold on.
I just be geeking out drugs, taking all kinds of shit. Bitch wanna fuck, she fine, he see all kind of bitch.
Running through the design, don't care about shit. The world one time, the original man got shot, he slapped little boy, you a bitch. 15 ball, one plate on me. 15.
Peace. What's going on? What's happening? I don't know why I'm talking about Aaron Cam. Let me change my shit up real quick. I don't know if it's even working. Somebody let me know they can hear me loud and clear in the like, why is it even talking about Aaron Cam? I don't understand. Let's go to work because I ain't got my camera set up anyway. Because I ain't got enough USB-C cables in my truck. So Ricardo said what's popping. He said, hey, you streaming well, I love to become your dedicated fan and support my and me on Discord. Bro, I ain't got no Discord, man. like I don't even know how to work Discord. So, there's that. That's somebody from Twitch. I ain't got that far yet. So, what I'm saying? Hey, Ricardo, let me know you can hear me in the chat, man. Let me know if you hear me in the chat. If you want to engage with me, the best bet to do it on YouTube. Best bet to do it on YouTube. All right. Ricardo said I'm loud. Okay. All right, look. I'm solo dolo tonight. This is what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna sit here and bullshit around. We gonna review Black Sun video he did earlier today. The latest one. That's all we gonna do. We gonna break this shit down. I'm not gonna give opinions. I'm not gonna pontificate on anything he said. We gonna go by facts, okay? We're gonna go by facts. Please, Mac, what's going on, man? We're gonna try to do facts today. That's all we're gonna do. Now, again, I'm weary of doing this, right? Because last time I did it, I enraged Black Sun to the point where he fired me on my day off. I was chilling, relaxing with my children, relaxing with my girl, relaxing with my family. Next thing you know, a video was made on that fateful Saturday, terminating my employment from the Arena Uncensored. But hey, I ain't got to worry about that no more. I encourage Black Sun to do the same on me. Find the chinks in my armor. Expose me with a contradiction. I ain't got no issue with that, like at all. It's for good dialogue. So let me do this. Let me bring the video up here. Share my screen. What? Bam, da boom. Okay. All right, there's my screen right there. No, damn. I don't even see it. Oh, that's why I don't see it. What in the shit? Hold on, wait a minute. Technical difficulties, y'all. I don't even see. Oh, it's because I ain't added to the stage. I'm a dummy. Okay. All right. So without further ado, let's review Black Sun's latest video, Impeach Trump. And let's try to get some facts in order here.
Talked about Trump doing the bidding of the deep state and the deep state having the same. Let me use the analogy of a good cop and bad cop. Whether America be good cop, being Donald Trump, or Benjamin Netanyahu being the bad cop, both the cops work for the same department. That's the best way I can describe it. Now, how do I know Donald Trump is not going to be impeached? How do I know this? Do y'all remember a president by the name of George W. Bush? Had a vice president by the name of Dick Cheney? Do y'all remember Iraq war? Do y'all remember what's his name? Colin Powell saying there was weapons of mass destruction. Do y'all remember that? Because I sure do. See, everything political I discuss, I can always reference this happening before. That's why I can confidently say Trump will not be impeached. That's wishful thinking. And you know where that wishful thinking comes from? That comes from wishful thinking that, oh, Bush is going to get arrested and, oh, Cheney's a war criminal and all. That's where it originates from. The same people, you might be descended from the same people because those people obviously aren't into politics anymore. They got shamed out of politics, hoping, holding their breath, praying, oh, Dick Cheney and George Bush, they're going to be impeached, they're going to get locked up, and they're saying the same thing about Trump.
All right, let's stop it right there. So we got an initial premise as to what he's talking about. Okay, let's square this away first. The original premise, and I'm assuming that's based on the title of the video, right? The original premise is to say that Trump won't get impeached based upon the prior activities of George W. Bush and Dick Cheney. That's based off of what the title of the video is and the initial monologue that Black Son just put forth. I'm going to assume that's what he's talking about. That's what I'm assuming. Okay. Let's talk about impeachment first. All impeachment is something that the House of Representatives put forth on the House floor, impeaching a president based on a prior situation that's deemed unethical and unconstitutional and not fit for the position of president of the United States. That's all it is. And he's basing this on the fact that Bush didn't get impeached, nor anybody in his administration being impeached out of their position. So let's contextualize this for a minute. Let's contextualize it. The year is 2001. We just suffered a tragedy with 9/11. I remember in the later weeks following the incident, George W. Bush standing on the pile of rubble with the first responders and giving a herald speech, which amplified the left and the right to an unprofound level of patriotism. The likes that this country hasn't seen before since Pearl Harbor. That's what I remember. I had it. I'm pretty sure you all had it. Despite whether you agree with it based on what you know now, that I'm not taking that in consideration. Big Eared Monster just said 9/11 was a hoax. I'm talking about the context in its moment. Let's try to tamper down emotions. in the context in which the moment happened, 9/11. Everybody remembers where they were during 9/11. Everybody remembers the aftermath of 9/11. That's all I'm talking about. There was an unprofound level of patriotism that can't be disputed. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on when it pertains to 9/11 now. It's not what I'm talking about. Bush's approval rating was through the roof based on the tragedy of 9/11. That's just a fact. I don't care which way you look at it. Tensions didn't start to arise until after the fact, well after the fact, years after the fact, going into the Obama administration. Based upon the unprecedented amounts of casualties that were starting to pile up in Iraq, then in Afghanistan. You're absolutely right, Big Ear Monster. A lot of people signed up. I almost went to the Army. The only reason I didn't go, because my mama didn't want me to. And I had to take that into account at that point in time. I didn't want to disappoint her. I did not want to disappoint her. Ultimately, it was my decision. Yes, of course. But she made a hoopla about it. An unprecedented amount of casualties on both sides, from the coalition forces, meaning NATO, as well as Iraqis and Afghan refugees. At that point in time, they would have been refugees. I believe between the two, it was over 1 million civilian casualties, Iraq and Afghanistan combined. All of this is after the fact. We're talking about the here and now when it came to the overall feeling from the aftermath of 9/11. There's no denying that at Bush's peak, he had a vast majority of positive approval. So that debunked that argument. Nobody called for war crimes against Cheney or Bush or Rumsfeld or Condoleezza Rice or Colin Powell or anybody, Karl Rove. It was no, at that moment is what I'm talking about. I got to make that clear. You know, except for maybe a fringe, lefty, loony, small group. Nobody was calling for criminal charges from anybody in the administration. Nobody. There was an overwhelming amount of patriotism. So that's the first lie. Let's continue.
So this is the add-on to the last video I did.
Matter of fact, you know, I don't have the number. I can always look it up. Let me look. Matter of fact, let me do that. Because like I said, I don't want to babble. I'll look it up real quick. Bush. Shit, what's wrong with my mic? Bush approval rating. After 9/11. We'll do that. According to Gemini says following the 9/11 terrorist attacks, President George W. Bush's approval rating surged to a record high, 90% in late September 2001, the highest in Gallup poll history. This massive rally, round the flag effect, up to around 51% just before the attacks, reflected intense national unity and trust. We would see a sustained level up to around 81 to 85%, all the way up until 2003. Sustained support. His approval remained in the 80% to 90% range, roughly for 4 months. This was the highest approval rating of any U.S. president in Gallup poll history. While high, this level of support gradually faded. Why? Because we started Operation Iraqi Freedom, shock and awe, expanded into Afghanistan, so on and so forth. And after 2003, dipped below 60%, still maintaining an approval rating above 50%. So the overall consensus, but in his first term, was that he had a positive approval rating throughout. That's what we're going with. That's the facts. It ain't me saying it. It's the sample size in which they do the polls. That's saying it, not me. So with that, let's continue.
Video was a response video on, who started this war. No, it was just Trump following orders. It was the deep state and it's Israel who are joined at the hips. Again, I can't tell if the boss is in Israel or if the boss is in the U.S., but the agenda is the same. America. And
so let's stop there again, because we want to point out contradictions and the belief system of a MAGA maniac. The belief system of a MAGA maniac unequivocally says that the MAGA movement in and of itself is there to dispel any type of deep state activity within government. Like, that's part of the mission statement. So logically speaking, we talked about logic. Logically speaking, if you believe that the deep state, whatever that may be, however you define it, if you believe the deep state is ultimately in charge, nothing can affect it. It is what it is. It automatically and instantaneously negates MAGA in and of itself. Because the mission statement of MAGA was to dispel all of the sentiment of the deep state. So if MAGA is not able to do that within government, we fucked. So MAGA tends to do a lot of like experiment, for lack of a better term. I don't want to experiment. I want results via policy. That's just a fact. That's just what it is. So let's continue.
And Israel are joined at the hips regardless. So this, when people be, man, I can't take y'all serious when y'all say stuff like that. Oh, Trump's going to be impeached. Oh, Trump is going to get locked up. Oh, Trump this, oh, Trump that. And Bush and Dick Cheney are still, I think Dick Cheney's passed away, but George Bush is still a free man. Just like when Vladimir Putin had the visit with Trump, and people were like, oh, Vladimir Putin by ICC. Oh, the ICC, the same people that have warrants against Dick Cheney and George Bush for the Iraq War.
Okay, let's stop. Let's stop right there. There's another falsity. He said that the ICC have criminal arrest warrants against Dick Cheney and George W. Bush. That's a lie. It's a lie. So let me stop my screen right there. What do you mean that's a lie, MD? Well, I'll show you. I'll show you. So here's the defendants list. All the defendants that has ever been issued an arrest warrant of the ICC. There's been 58 of them in total, ever. It goes alphabetical order. Now, the best thing for me to do is just go to filters, right? Filter by, damn it. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, filter by situation. The situation are the different political states or countries, rather. There's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 countries in total. None of these countries are the United States. So we can rule that out this way. Or we could just go on down the list. Like I said, it go from A to Z. I'm not even going Al-Hassan, Iyad, al-Bashir, Ahmad al-Faki al-Makdi, al. A lot of Muslim people, right? Let's go to the next page. Narcisse. Everybody remember that? Some more African people. Some African despots. They go Bemba. Everybody remember, well, you might not, but Bemba with the Congo situation. So we out of the B's now. We in the D's now. That means they passed by. Well, didn't pass by, but we passed by all the B's. I didn't see a Bush. They go to Torte from the Philippines right there. They go Gaddafi. Yoav Gallant, Israel. Like I said, a lot of Africans. Like a lot. They go Joseph Kony. Everybody remember that situation? Joseph Kony. He go a Russian guy. Some more Africans. They go another Russian guy. They go Benjamin Netanyahu. So as you can see, we're going on down the list. We've been done past the C's and the D and the B's. C for Cheney, B for Bush. Didn't see that name, like at all. This is the last page. So that's all 58 people that the ICC issued arrest warrants for. That's all of them. That's all of them. So Black Sun lied to the people. He lied. Can everybody hear me? Like, why do I see? Okay, that's why. Yeah, you straight up lied to the people. I mean, that's just what it is. So let me go back to this video and we can continue. You know, in conclusion, George W. Bush nor Dick Cheney was ever issued arrest warrants by the ICC. Now, why weren't they? Let's break that down as I get this video back up. Why weren't they? Well, first of all, the United States doesn't recognize the ICC. That's first and foremost. That don't mean that they can't issue arrest warrants. They still can. But it would never be recognized by anybody within the United States because we don't recognize the International Criminal Court as an entity. We just don't. We never have. So even if they did issue any arrest warrants, until a president comes in with a Congress that is willing to pass legislation that honors the orders of the International Criminal Court, it don't matter. That's first and foremost. Second of all, nobody would dare come to the United States to try to act upon said warrant. It's a death warrant. So these are just falsehoods, is all it is. Falsehoods. The International Criminal Court never issued arrest warrants for George W. Bush, Dick Cheney, or anybody else within the Bush administration, ever. In fact, they haven't issued an arrest warrant for any American official, ever. It don't matter how many times some fringe organization called for it. Who gives a damn? But let's continue.
ICC. Sometimes y'all got to be trolling me. Yeah, y'all. You sitting at home, pooting and farting and burping, living life good, and you don't even know there's conflicts all over Rwanda.
Oh shit! What just happened? I think my bad. I fucked up some kind of way.
Voter ID.
My bad. Let me go back.
Pollen, hold on.
Oh, that's the funny part. Let me go back.
Oh, the ICC, the same people that have warrants against Dick Cheney and George Bush for the Iraq War. That ICC. Sometimes y'all got to be trolling me. Yeah, y'all trolling me, right? This is an episode of Punk, right? I'm trying to figure out where Ashton Kutcher to come out and say you've been punked. The same ICC that has a warrant out, a current warrant out on George Bush and Dick Cheney, and y'all were expecting Putin to get arrested. Y'all, some of y'all, not all of y'all, but some of y'all are just now getting into politics. Y'all just now getting into politics. Some of y'all try to.
So again, he keeps reiterating the point. But the same, like I feel about why the ICC would never try to act upon a warrant for an American, is the same reason why they wouldn't act upon a warrant for somebody in Russia. It's a death sentence. I don't deny that. See, sometimes as I play contrarian, the opposition will try to do the same based on an argument I never made. Now, with that being said, based on diplomatic reasons or whatever the situation may be, fulfilling certain treatises or treaties, from a diplomatic standpoint, certain countries wouldn't act on it for the sake of diplomacy. And on top of that, Putin just simply won't go to these countries that will. He would be foolish to do it. Putin ain't gonna step foot in France because they'll arrest him right off the airplane. That's a fact. Netanyahu wouldn't dare go to New York City now, not with Mamdani on the scene. He'll be arrested right off the tarmac. So when you say certain things, you got to put it in its proper context. You got to do it in order for people to understand. That's just what it is. Netanyahu is safe and sound when he steps off the tarmac in West Palm Beach, in DC. Netanyahu can't go to the United States Security Council meetings anymore. Not while Zoran Mamdani is the current mayor of New York City. He can't do it. That's just a fact. Putin can't go to Paris. He can't go to London. He can't go to Poland. He will be arrested right then and there. This is facts. So again, when we say certain things, we have to put them in its correct context in order to facilitate a good faith argument. But let's continue.
Mixed politics with religion and talk about the last days when Christ clearly says in Revelation, no man knows the last days. That's for you, Alberta. Talking about, oh, I know the end of days, end of days. That's why when people don't take women seriously when it comes to religion, because y'all are so fueled on emotions and not even reading what the book says. It clearly says, Christ says in Revelation, no man knows the hour or the day. That shuts down your whole foundation. And this is why women are taken seriously when it comes to religion, that being Islam. What's going on? That being Islam, Christianity, Judaism, whatever religion it is, it's male dominated. And yes, all those religions have a theocratic setup, whether it be Christian nationalism, Islamic nationalism, whatever nationalism, goddamn Zionism, it's all dominated by men. Women are not allowed to goddamn translate things that were written for men by men. What's that? For gamers by gamers. It's for men and by men. For men and by men, not for women. It's just don't see the people.
I ain't got nothing to say against
the problem
that.
with women in religion is that women always try to
in and of itself. I ain't got
stop
nothing,
running.
I ain't got nothing to get in that. I don't know.
Stop running. Stop running. What do you mean stop running? What do you mean stop running? Explain yourself. Stop running. Stop running. Stop running what? Oh, uh-oh. I'm trying to figure out what he's talking about. Religion is not meant for women to be preaching to. Again, Christ said, I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna say the Christ thing and I'm gonna move on. In Revelations, Jesus Christ says, no man knows the hour of the day. And then
just a sidebar here. He got headphones on, right? He got a trucker headset on, which is fine. I ain't got no issue with that. I heard him say in a video once, somebody was saying, why you riding down the road with headphones on? That's illegal. And then he said, here in the state of Georgia, it's legal to have headphones on. True, it is. You just got to have it in one ear. How a cop gonna catch that, I really don't know. But I mean, it depends on where you're riding and the whole situation. I just wanted to point that out. That's another debunk.
got people like Alberta talking about, oh, this is the last days. You know what I'm talking about, sir. No, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I got so much shit on my mind. I don't know. What are you talking about? Stop running. Running from what? Stop running for what? Okay,
that
so let
Pollen
me get
kicking his ass.
The topic. I come on here, speak my mind, and I keep it moving. It's not a run, so I want you to understand. I'm assuming that you're talking about debates. I don't do debates because debates are retarded.
Now debates are retarded. He said atheist quoting the Bible. Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that. It like again, like I said, it's a subjective position. I'm gonna let him have that. But he said debates are retarded. Again, I've said this numerous of times. The name of the channel is the Arena Uncensored. Arena Uncensored. Arena being a facility which facilitates combat in all sorts of varieties. I like the concept of the Arena Uncensored. I like that. That's tight. A place where you can have a contrast or a clash of styles and different ideologies, so on and so forth. That's a cool concept. Black Sun no longer wants to have that concept. So maybe I need to talk to him behind closed doors, man, and work out an agreement for me to take the name and rights of the channel. Maybe. Maybe that's something that we can work out. For a price, of course. For a price. You know, it is what it is.
We have a point of view. Ooh, Paulin, y'all. Paulin, hold on. I ain't got no water.
Watch how I kick his ass.
Debates are meant for persuasion. It's always crying. Oh, God. I'm sorry, y'all.
So his eyes.
Jesus.
Hold on, wait a minute. How you go back, man? How do I go back?
About the last days, too. Just like
I don't know how to do.
People are crying about, oh, Trump's going to be impeached. Jesus. Yeah, Mac, I know somebody crying about the last days, too. Just like,
Hold on, wait
sorry,
a minute.
y'all.
Watch his eyes. Watch his eyes. Watch. That shit beat his ass.
Yeah, Mac, I know somebody crying about the last days, too. Just like,
oh, shit. Shout out to people with allergies,
Trump's
man.
going to be impeached. It's the same mentality.
Jeez Louise.
It's the same wishful thinking. It's the same crab in the barrel mentality. It's the same crab in the barrel mentality, you know. Oh, Trump's going to be impeached. Oh, it's the last days. It's almost like a form of woe is me. My life is so miserable. I don't have no kids. I don't have no husband. So everybody's going to feel the wrath. That's what that shit is. It's the crazy village idiot. Your gas is sky high. Yeah, it is. But what you don't understand, you lied. Pastor said I lied. Oh. Did I lie or Trump lie?
Now that statement right there is damnable. It's damnable. And we're going to get farther into it later on in the video. That statement indicates that you understand it was a lie. You understand it. Point blank, period. Yet you're okay with it from a political sense. Why? Because at least it's not the Democrats that are in charge right now. That's a damnable offense. And in a lot of ways, it's shameful. In a lot of ways, it's shameful. Again, this is not me pom-pomming for the Democrats. Everybody that I speak to understands this. This is not me pom-pomming for the Democrats. My position has always been and always will be, in this situation, in the here and now, we got time to debate, argue, fight over policy positions. But in this juncture, talking about 2024, in this juncture, we got to put all that shit aside so we can make sure that America in and of itself, this thing that we chase, what's called a perfect union, we got to make sure that's maintained first. Then we can go back to the bickering and the arguing and the partisanship. That was my position the whole time when it came to Trump. Again, I said, chest up, I would vote for Rock before I would ever vote for Trump again or anything got to do with MAGA. That's a fact. At least with Kamala, we still got time to argue based on policy. We no longer have that time. Oh, shout out to Nyame in the motherfucking house. My Lord, my God, my Lord. Peace and power to Nyame. Shout out to you, man. Best of luck to you in the debate league over there with Psychopathians. I've been peeping y'all, man. I've been checking y'all out, when I get the opportunity to, man. I've been checking y'all out. I would love to be in the debate league. I ain't got the time, man. I wish I did. Trust me, I do. But I ain't got the time. I would love to get a debate in with somebody like Nyame or Blue or myriad of any other debaters over there, man. So shout out to Angel and Psych. And I don't even rock with Psycho ideologically speaking, like at all. But, I got to say peace and shout out to them in their endeavors, what they're doing over there with the debate league. I got to do it. You know what I'm saying? So let's get back to the video. I don't even remember what I was talking. Let me get back to the video.
Did I lie or Trump lie? You should have voted for Kamala. Well, if I remember, I don't know how well your memory is, but gas prices were like this during the Biden administration. I remember that because I'm a truck driver. Gas prices were high under Biden. Not only were they high under Biden, but we had an open border on top of the high gas prices. So the difference now is that we got high gas prices with a closed border. And also,
how the two correlates, I don't know. Again, we've already debunked the whole open border, closed border situation. It ain't what Black Son think it is. It's just not. You know, we've already discussed how Trump is now backtracking on deportations and immigration, like all together. So, you know, again, I was giving him originally him batting .333 batting percentage. I was giving him that 1 for 3. But like I said, after further review, the ball crossed the foul line, like clearly. So, you know, you ain't even got a hit at this point. You ain't got a hit. How you correlate closed border with gas prices, I don't know. But, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And we've discussed in its totality reasons behind the high gas prices in 2022, which then took a downturn from that point forward. Matter of fact, let me do this. Hell, like I said, we just bullshitting tonight. Let me do this. Let me do this. Hell, why not? Again, I'm gonna have to find the timestamp, but I ain't sitting here bullshitting today. Let me pull this up. Let me make sure I got. Let me see. That's 8:48. Okay. Let me do this. Hell, I'm gonna have to find it. Y'all gonna have to give me a second. Bear with me here. Bear with me here. I don't remember which video it was. I'm gonna have to find it. Oh, here you go. Here you go. Right here. Here you go. See, I ain't bullshitting tonight, y'all. I'm on top of my game. I ain't bullshitting tonight, fellas. Share screen. Now let's listen to Black Son. Let's listen to the short excerpt or clip, if you will, of a video that me, Black Son, Van Cat, and then Jesse appeared later. Let's take a look at this video, guys.
Against King George.
Why are we bringing that into context of what we
because it's the same exact thing that happened in the Donbass. It's the same exact playbook.
Okay, let me find
about
it.
that. I didn't even know nothing about goddamn kidnapping goddamn Maduro.
But you okay as long as the gas price is down, which is marginal at best.
But
I mean, gas prices was trending down all along.
Okay,
so
but
I mean,
policies I voted for.
So even though gas prices was trending down under Biden, the hell with that.
I don't remember that, but okay.
Oh, stop it, Black Son. You know. You do know.
Right. So under okay, let me explain something to you, Ben Cat.
Check this out.
Under Biden, though, full 4 years in this month right here, January, I wasn't working. Yeah. February, I wasn't working.
In 2024.
Huh?
You talking about 2024?
Yeah, 2024. Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, I didn't work.
Hey, Van Cat, bring up the gas prices. 2024. Bring up the gas prices from September to the end of the year.
Oh yeah, I remember we had that. Yeah, let me see if I can find it.
Because Van Cat got him. He got him. Okay. He got a slide.
Okay. I'm just telling you. Giving y'all an anecdotal example of me and the type of work and why I voted for Trump is to get things. I want the gas prices so I can be working in the wintertime. Because
now you heard Black Son. Didn't come from me. It didn't come from me, folks. I didn't say it. I didn't coerce him. I didn't do none of that shit. He said in the wintertime when Biden was in office, 2024, he could not work because the gas prices were so high. Later on, VanCat gave him the AAA national average. And that AAA national average ain't nowhere near where the gas prices are today. Simply not. I didn't say it. Didn't come out of my mouth. That's what he said. Now I'm telling you now, folks, the way I'm going in with the clips tonight, this may result in a verbal lashing by Black Sun to me. Because the last time I did something similar to this, he lashed out and terminated my employment from the Arena Uncensored. I'm just saying. These are damnable words coming from Black Sun right now. Damnable. Y'all heard it. What'd he say, y'all? He said under Biden in 2024 in the wintertime, the gas prices were so high that he could not work. That's what he said. I didn't say it. Once again, I didn't say it. I don't want y'all to get mad at me for this. It's not me. This is not. Now let's see if I get lucky and find the other clip that contradicts this. Let's see if I can find it. Hopefully I can find it. Let's see if I get lucky. Let's see if I get lucky. I'm looking right now. I'm doing some research. Damn, I wish I... Let's see if I can find it, man. Damn, let me see. Damn, I don't think I can find it, y'all. Damn. Damn. Thought I had it, y'all. Thought I could find it. I don't think I could find it, man. I don't think I could find it. Let me see. Oh, man. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's see. Damn, man. Fuck. Fuck. I thought I had it. Damn, I thought I had it. Well, anyway, in another video, he said that, you know, we talk about it in the present time. In another video, he said, talking about the gas prices here today. Oh man, the people at the gravel yards and the ravines and all that shit. I forget what you call them. Shit, what do you call it when you be working in the rock yard? Oh man, somebody help me out here. What's them shits called, man? What are they called when you be like in the rock, and they break the rock up and put it on the back of the dump truck? What's them shits called again? I know somebody know. Not trenches. That ain't it. Damn, he said it in a video. I forget what the fuck they call. Oh man, what are they called? You know, like you see you in a highway and you'll see like them where they done dug the rock so deep, like they be below ground, and you got dump trucks and shit like the big quarries. That's it, quarries. Quarry for $200, Alex. That's it. Yeah, he said that the quarries and the rock yards and all that shit, because the gas prices are so high, It's just this abundance of work. I can't keep up. I can't keep up with the shit. It's too much work, too much winning going on. But y'all just heard in the video with myself, Van Cat, and Black Sun, he said in the same situation, same situation, just a different year, he was out of work. Make it make sense, somebody. I need an explanation for it, right? Like right now. I need an explanation. Economically, how, what's the difference? I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm baffled by it. I mean, somebody just gonna have to explain that to me. So let me go back to the original video here so we can play along. Here we go.
We got no tax on tips, and also Trump is trying to get the SAVE Act passed, meaning voter ID.
He brought up the SAVE Act. The SAVE Act will be the next episode of Take Fist Politics next week. I apologize. We were supposed to do it tonight. Again, man, situations happen, schedule conflict, so on and so forth. What we're going to attempt to do next week is to have TFP on Wednesday night, and from that day going forward, Take Fist Politics will be on Wednesday night. So we're going to talk about the SAVE Act. And we're going to talk about quote unquote voter ID. We're going to talk about all that shit. So, I'll just hold off till then.
Do you really want to talk about the difference between Trump's administration and Biden administration? Do you really want me to go there? Let's just talk about Fulton County. Let's talk about Fannie Willis and Nathan Wade right now and how they're changing the laws to give less power to these DAs, and how they're going to give these DAs term limits, and they're going to have more repercussions for their actions. Thank Trump for that.
Okay, he said thank Trump for legislation being put on the floor to lessen the powers of DAs, so on and so forth. The federal government ain't got shit to do with that. Again, and that's why I said all MAGA is, Wednesday next week, Ricardo. All MAGA are disgruntled, like, leftists. His point, his argument just proved it. He wants to take away power from local and state governments and give it to the federal government. That's what he wants to do. Republicans don't believe in big government. Like what world are we living in? MAGA are disgruntled populist Democrats. Facts. Everything Black Sun say, prove it. Everything Black Sun say, prove it. Their leftism is just centered around nationalism, isolationism, protectionism, nationalizing certain industries, big government, tampering down free speech, so on and so forth. Absolutely right, Ricardo. Fulton County is a municipality in which me nor Black Sun live in. Inconsequential to anything that got anything to do with his daily life. I live in Fulton County. Black Sun live in Newton County. We don't live in Fulton County. I don't give a shit. Like I said in my video earlier in my live, I don't give a damn if it was Harvey Birdman, attorney at law, prosecuting Trump. I would have pom-pom for him. I don't give a damn if it was Matlock. That's just a fact. I don't give a damn. It could have been Daredevil, Matt Murdock. I don't give a shit. Trump committed a crime when he tried to coerce the Secretary of State of Georgia, Brad Raffensperger, to quote unquote find him the necessary votes in order to steal the election in Georgia. Point blank, period. Full stop. So all I give a shit about. Who prosecutes? I don't give a shit. Again, I was highly upset. We had a whole segment about it on TLP. I was highly upset at the actions of Fonnie Willis and Nathan Wade. I was. Because they fucked up the prosecution. Van Cat would also agree we were highly upset with certain members of Biden's administration for not acting on it fast enough. Merrick Garland should have acted fast enough and we wouldn't have this situation. So, you know, there's that. Let me see what Jesse talking about. He said Republican core values center on individual liberty, which I agree with. Limited government. I also agree with to a certain extent. It should be limited government under the correct parameters. Free market capitalism. You know damn sure I agree with that. And strong national defense. Also 100% agree. So would it be safe to say, Jesse? Would it be safe to say? Now, I don't call myself this, but let's just, you know, fancy me for a second. Would it be safe to say I'm a Republican, Jesse? Better yet, would it be safe to say I'm more of a Republican than Black Son? Based on what you said the core tenets of being a Republican are. You tell me. Jesse goes on, he continues, grounded in constitutional conservatism. Hot damn. The party advocates for lower taxes, traditional social values. Now that part I don't give a shit about that. Religious freedom. I agree with that. And strict adherence to the rule of law. That sounds like me in a nutshell. Aiming to empower families. Now again, I don't give a shit about your family. You should give a shit about your family, but not me. So, you know, that's when my libertarianism kick in. Jesse said you are a Republican that smokes weed. So basically he's saying I'm a libertarian. I don't smoke weed, but I knew exactly what he was talking about when he said basically he's saying I'm a libertarian, which some people will argue I am. I would even say that I have libertarian tendencies. I just don't label myself a libertarian because they crazy as hell too. They crazy as hell too. But I do have libertarian tendencies. Of course, everybody know that. Everybody know that. But from the core values which you just listed, I would be more of a Republican than Black Son. Like wholeheartedly, full stop. Now, Black Son's argument, because he gonna go into damage control and defense mode, he gonna say, oh, that's neocon shit. Again, why is he saying that's neocon shit? Well, because MAGA in and of itself, its core values is big government. Nationalism from a socioeconomic standpoint. All of that shit is non-capitalist. It's anti-capitalist. Hell, from a broader sense, being anti-immigration is anti-capitalist. If you're looking at it from a profit standpoint, that's why I say MAGA in and of itself, in its core foundation, is left-wing. They just view it more on the nationalist, socialist, fascist side. That's all. It don't change the core tenet of what it is. That's why I tell Vancat all the time. There is no such thing as left-wing and right-wing populism. Populism is populism. It could ebb and flow. It can change based on certain socio-political, socio-economic factors, but it's still the same thing at the end of the day. It's the same thing. There's nothing right-wing about MAGA in the sense of what we see modern right-wing policies are in today's world. Ain't nothing right-wing about it. Or if you want to put it in layman's terms, Republican. They just big government fascists at the end of the day. That's all they are. Let's continue. I ain't gonna play the whole thing, by the way.
So I hope this is not a try to guilt me to, oh, you voted for Trump, you should feel guilty. No, again, like I told MD, I stand by my vote for Trump. So, and if Trump was to run against the Democrats, and if Trump was to lie again, and the Democrats
check this out.
tell you what they're going to do, I'll vote for Trump again.
Damn. Let me play that shit there back, bro. I don't think y'all heard Black Sun. Matter of fact, this is where I'm going to end the video. I don't really need to play nothing. I'm going to end the video right here.
Stand by my vote for Trump. So, and if Trump was to run against the Democrats, and if Trump was to lie again, and the Democrats outright tell you what they're going to do, I'll vote for Trump again. Trump, you should feel guilty? No, again, like I told MD, I stand by my vote for Trump. So, and if Trump was to run against the Democrats, and if Trump was to lie again, and the Democrats outright tell you what they're going to do, I'll vote for Trump again. Trump, you should feel guilty? No, again, like I told MD, I stand by my vote for Trump. So, and if Trump was to run against the Democrats, and if Trump was to lie again, and the Democrats outright tell you what they're going to do, I'll vote for Trump again.
The image say it all, folks. The image say it all. Did y'all hear what this man just said? I want y'all to really break this down. Internalize this. I need for y'all to do this. Black Sun just said out his own mouth. Once again, I didn't say it. I didn't chorus him. I didn't do anything. Black Sun said out of his own mouth, if Trump was to run against the Democrats again, and Trump was to lie to his face again, and the Democrats outright tell you what they're going to do, whatever that means, he would vote for Trump again, even knowing everything that he know now. Folks, that's called sycophancy. That's called enabling anarchy and destruction of your own government. Because ultimately, that's what that is. I can't make heads or tails of it, y'all. He said it, I didn't. So ultimately, you got to ask yourself, was it about gas prices? Was it about no new wars? Was it about Ukraine and Russia that's still raging on right now? Was it really about immigration and deportations? Was it really about that when he's reneging on like all of that shit? No, it was never about that. You know damn well it wasn't about that. It was about being a disgruntled Democrat and never wanting to see the Democrats in power ever again. It ain't got shit to do with policy. It ain't got shit to do with the Constitution. The hell with all of that. Throw that away. I want to see the downfall of my very existence as a government here on this earth. That's what this is. I'm an anarchist. I'm a Negro Red. I revel in the thought to see the destruction of the global hegemon, which is the United States of America. And I want to see a global reset with somebody else in charge, i.e. Russia or somebody else out east. Again, I'm coming to this conclusion not based on anything that I said. I just played y'all the words of Black Sun from numerous videos. That's what I did. Only an anarchist would come up with that type of cockamamie statement. Only an anarchist. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what else you want me to say. I just really don't know what else you want me to say. Everything that you know now means nothing. As long as I get to own the libs. As long as I get to do that, I'm fine. I'm good. While the world burns around me. Both physically, economically, and socially. That's damnable, folks. That's damnable. And I don't know what else to say. But again, I forewarned you about this. I forewarned you. Many people didn't want to listen. Many people. Many people didn't understand the logic that I was trying to bring forth based on how I voted in 2024. Some people thought I had done went back to the Democratic plantation. No, it wasn't about the Democratic plantation. It wasn't about that. It wasn't about the Democratic plantation. The quote unquote Democratic plantation. No. I was just given the vision. That's why I'm called a political prophet amongst men. It's like the boy who cried wolf, you know. At some point in time, the wolf is actually going to be on his ass. It's only a matter of time. And nobody's going to listen to you. Nobody's going to listen to you. Because, you know, I fucked around on the Arena Uncensored and bullshitted around. Because, again, it's the spirit of debate. Maybe that's my downfall. Maybe that's why Black Son say the stuff that he say about debate. Because when you're a competitive person, you're willing, and this is the great thing about debate leagues and shit like that. When you're a competitive person, you're willing to debate an argument that you truly don't believe in. But the challenge is compiling enough information to construct an argument that's better than your opponent's. Remember, I was the bulldog on the arena at one point in time. I was that guy. I was the contrarian. But then when shit started to get real, and I would really sound the alarm, nobody would listen to me. Nobody would listen. And now here I am. Now I'm having to carefully and concisely give you an example and grab you by the hand so you can have a deep dive with me inside the mind of a MAGA maniac. And the look on Black Son's face say it all. It say it all. It's clear. Again, let me say it once more. This man said out his own mouth that Trump can just outright just lie to him. Just lie. Fuck it. Lie. And the Democrats tell you truthfully what they policy action is. And 10 times out of 10, he's going to vote for Trump every time. Does that sound like policy over the person to you? It don't to me. It just don't. You know, if Trump was doing everything that he said he was going to do for MAGA Nation, what can I say? I can argue against it from a certain degree, but one thing I can't argue against is say, hey, look, man, he's doing every policy promise that he said, but that's not happening. It's not happening. So there you got it. Like I said, I ain't even got to play no more of the video. I mean, that statement right there, nail in the coffin. Nail in the coffin. You know, and like I said, at the end of the day, still Black Son, that my dog. I always rock with Black Son, man, because he gave me an opportunity. But the writing is on the wall, folks. The writing is on the wall with this administration. I told your ass last week, the year of the handbasket was 2025. That period is over with. It's over. If you don't got your handbasket right now, you're going down in the descent of hell with a charred ass. Period. I can't share my handbasket with you. It only fits me. I can't share it. All I can do is tell you enjoy the ride, man. All I can do is tell you to enjoy the ride. And this is only the beginning. I want y'all to know this. The closer and closer that we get to midterms, the worse and worse it's going to get. Especially if shit don't go Trump's way. He's going to get desperate and like do some crazy shit. I know it. Again, heed the warning of the political prophet amongst men. It's not going to stop with the Save America Act. It's not going to stop. Like at all. It's not going to stop with United States Armed Forces trying to take Carg Island for some more oil. It's not going to stop. Just saw a report today, Iran shot down. Well, they didn't shoot it down. They damaged it. It had to do emergency landing. I guess that's the same as shot down. F-35, the most advanced fighter jet America has to offer. See, Black Son also wants you to believe that somehow, you know, I can't be objective when it comes to what's going on in this war. Like I'm just American-made Hulk Hogan type shit. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm an American. I'll never say that the United States of America Armed Services is not the most complete fighting force in the world. I never say that. But I also won't never say they can't get their ass whooped. I won't say that. Especially if it's on something baseless like this war. Why would I do that? Black Son wants you to believe somehow I only look at mainstream media, so I really don't know what's going on with the conflict in Iran. Ricardo will tell you, bro. My main platform is not YouTube. That's Black Son's main platform. That and Rumble. Take that for what you will. But bro, my research is extensive on everything that I do. Literally everything. Black Son know I got Telegram. Black Son know I follow open source intel. He know all of this shit. He's lying to you people. Don't let him lie. It's certain sources that Black Son used to this day that were bestowed upon him by the political prophet. He's not going to tell you that because it's pride. He's not going to tell you. He know my Telegram is wide open. He know my X account is wide open with aggregators, open source intel aggregators. Direct from the source. I know shit about what's going on in Iran and Ukraine hours, sometimes days before Black Son even know it. That's a fact. It's indisputable, to be honest with you. Colonel McGregor don't say it, if Scott Ritter don't say it, if Larry Johnson don't say it, if Napolitano don't say it, and any other whack job that he listened to, if they don't say it, it didn't happen. But then you come to my side of the table, I'm getting info before them guys. The difference between me and them, I know how to cross-reference sources to find out falsity or truthfulness. That's how I rock. I just don't go off something just because somebody said it. He know I got the videos of the suit. I've never said Iran don't got supersonic missiles and they weren't hitting targets in Israel. I ain't never say that. Never said it. But because he wants to put on a narrative, he wants you to believe that I don't listen to any of those sources. I listen to them. I'm subscribed to Napolitano. I'm subscribed to Larry Johnson and all them other crazy ass people. I am, because I need to hear what they saying, so I can then cross reference and validate it. That's called doing research. Black Sun don't do no research. No research whatsoever. So that's just what it is, folks. That's what it is. I just wanted to come up here and say that and prove a point. That's all. You know, no smoke, any of that, anything of that nature. I just want folks to be more vigilant on how they present a premise. Again, they ain't got nothing to do with debate or nothing like that. Everybody presents premises in certain dialogue. That's just what it is. So with that being said, man, shout out to everybody that's watching, man. Shout out to everybody that's gonna watch later on. Peace to Ricardo, TFP brother, Twin, Mac 285, Jesse. I seen Jesse in the house. Like I said, good to hear from you and Yame, man. I'm glad you came through. I'm glad you came through, and shout out to everybody over there at the debate league. I don't even remember what I think it's called Debate. The debate league over there with Angel and Psycho, man. Like I said, I've been peeping my head in chats or whatnot, and it's interesting to say the least. It's interesting, man. I just wish I had the time to engage in it. I just really don't. Like, I can barely do shows of my own at that point. So again, I still hope and wish that me and Black Sun can engage in good faith dialogue. This wasn't no shot at Black Sun. It wasn't no thing to try to demean him or no shit like that. It was just to inform and show an example of a MAGA maniac and they true intentions and what they really believe and how they believe it, and how the dialogue introduces a clear-cut definition from an ideological standpoint what a MAGA maniac is. And it's not anything based in policy. It's not anything based in the rule of law or constitutionality or none of that shit. It's clear-cut, black and white partisanship. That's all. And partisanship. Oh, shout out to Jesse. Yeah, y'all go subscribe to Jesse, Frontline Black News. Is you about to get ready to go live, Jesse? I try to catch a little bit of it before I go to sleep. Y'all go subscribe to Jesse over there at Frontline Black News, Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. Shout out to Shabaka, the elder. Shout out to Breeze Omega too, man. Like I said, I'm sub to Breeze. Breeze got some interesting takes. to say the least. You know, I don't always agree with stuff that he say too, because y'all know I don't rock with the culturalism when it comes to the Black American experience. I mean, it to me is inconsequential. We say it might do a live tonight. All right, cool. But I understand it. I understand the necessity for it. That's why I really don't trip. That's why I really don't trip. You know, I don't go as hard as I could when it come to FBA and all that shit. But you know, my focus is on something more profound than the cultural aspect of our experience. I think it's deeper than that. Again, at the end of the day, I'm a capitalist, right? In capitalism, everything's for sale, including your culture. And I don't necessarily think it's like something bad. I don't. You know, it's the perception of what you sell and how it's perceived. That's the problem. And that's what you got to G check. That's what you got to G check. You know, that's what you got to G check. Ricardo said, yes, it's holding someone's feet to the fire and making them show accountability. You can't stand for ridiculous notion of supporting a crazy, egotistical reality star fail Acme business. Acme, that's funny. I mean, but it even go past that though, Ricardo. It go past that. You know? Because I mean, look at Reagan. Reagan was a fucking movie star. Reagan did some fucked up shit socio-politically, like real bad. In his governorship and in his presidency. But Reagan would never do no crazy shit like this. Like ever. So it is what it is, man. I showed y'all the gas prices today. The gas prices is they skyrocketing. 30 cents in less than 48 hours. 30 cents. Like, hey. Trump low prices, Kamala high prices. You just can't get around that. You can't do it. You can't do it. What did that say on my phone? 26. Yeah, you can't do it. You right, twin. One rack for some diesel and some death. At least for me and many other riders out here on these highways and byways. One rack. One band, as the kiddos like to say. So, hey, life goes on, right? Life goes on. Hey, shout out to everybody, man. Let me get the hell up out of here. I got to go to sleep. I got to get home tomorrow. Now that I see that these lives are a good way to go, maybe I'll do a live tomorrow, depending on what happened. Maybe I'll cover some article of news tomorrow because it's a lot of shit that I can cover, like a lot. So maybe I'll cover something tomorrow. Reagan got rid of unions, but he wasn't batshit crazy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Reagan. Again, everybody knows my position with unions. You're gonna have to keep talking. Everybody knows my. Again, it ain't really no point in me saying anything specific. When it comes to certain policy standards, a lot of people would consider me a Republican. I don't take offense to it. I don't take offense to it at all. But I'm malleable in a lot of shit that I believe politically. Like I said, it was at one point in time, I was a staunch fiscal conservative. Staunch. But then I got put on to Stephanie Kelton and modern monetary theory and how it could actually be an advantage toward reparations. You know, I had to rock with that. The Keynesian method of economics versus the Mises or the Austrian school of economics. I'm more Keynesian than I am Austrian. Conservatives believe in the Austrian school of economics. I don't. I believe you could print money all fucking day long and it won't affect the overall outlook of what the economic growth will be in America for decades to come. I don't. I mean, the record shows that shit. So in that aspect, I'm left wing, not right wing. You know, even though I do believe in some type of immigration reform, I don't look at immigration as something that's the end all be all to me and you, our everyday lives when it comes to resources and the labor market, so on and so forth. I don't. Now you could make exceptions for certain aspects, i.e. Chicago. But again, that's not a federal, that's not something that you look on the federal level. That's local. I don't give a shit who busting in who. You as a local government got every right to refuse. And Brandon Johnson showed you before y'all voted for his ass what he was going to do, and you still voted for him. So I don't got no, I ain't got no sympathy for it, like at all. So, hey, man, let me get up out of here, man. Like I said, I got to go to sleep. Shout out to everybody. Hey, Van Cat, we'll do it again next week, man. I know you sleep now, but we're going to try our best to get TLP done next week. New day, Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. With that, hey, I say peace, y'all. Oh, one more. You said MD20 best viewers. Oh, yeah, that's some spam. All right, peace.
Yeah.